Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and today my question for you is how comfortable are you being uncomfortable? I have a story for you. When I was pregnant with my second son, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And I was actually diagnosed on the first day of my third trimester. So it was too late into my pregnancy for me to be able to have surgery then. And I left my doctor's office that day with very strict instructions to go book the first surgery date I could find after a reasonable time, 2 to 3 weeks after his due date. I managed to push it out a little bit. I did end up, he came a couple days early, and I did manage to get myself about 6 weeks after he was born. But I ended up having to have surgery with a 6 week old. Now, the reason I'm telling you this pre-story part is because of the breastfeeding component. So I went into this surgery based on my own research, based on my doctor's recommendations, based on the fact that I had a 6 week old, with the intention to not breastfeed while I was using morphine or like an opiate painkiller. I know that the recommendations around this vary. I realize that moms take morphine and other painkillers, opioid-based painkillers with C-sections and all sorts of things all the time. I'm just sharing my personal story here. I think there's probably a little bit more understanding, more appreciation for it in kind of that world, the OBGYN world. But where I was in the ENT world, the line was pretty drawn. You cannot breastfeed while you're on morphine or any other opioid medication. So I went in for the surgery. I came out, I woke up, and I knew that my clock was starting then. So I had 24 hours to basically pump my breast milk and get rid of it because I didn't want to give it to him. Luckily, that's the word, I had 6 weeks with him to establish breastfeeding. So 6 weeks post delivery is not a long time to recover before you have to go in for another procedure. But 6 weeks is actually a decent amount of time to get a breastfeeding relationship established. So I did have that working for me. So 24 hours where I had to start that process and couldn't save the milk, just had to pour it down the drain. That evening, I was lying in my hospital bed and the nurse popped her head in to check on me and see how I was doing. So she said, do you have any pain? And I looked at her and I said, well, yeah, I mean, I have a 6 week old and I just had throat surgery. Yeah, I do have some pain. And she instantly thought, well, I'm going to get you something. Let me get you some morphine. I'll get you some codeine. And I said, whoa, no, 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 I'm okay. I said, I have pain. That's expected. I'm fine. I said, I'll let you know if I need anything. At this point, I told her I was really just aiming to go for Tylenol or aspirin, ibuprofen. I said, I don't want to do any of the opioids because I'm trying to breastfeed and blah, blah, blah. And so she seemed a little bit confused by that, which was fine. But in that really short conversation with her, I realized that her goal for me was to have zero pain. The fact that I had any pain to her just seemed like awful, and we needed to fix that. And for me, that seemed strange to me. I thought, of course I have pain. I just had neck surgery. And it dawned on me, I've been thinking about this conversation for 6 years because, well, the nurse was wonderful. I'm not criticizing her. She was full of empathy. She was very helpful. But I realized that her goal and the goal of the entire nursing staff there, and probably the goal of the medical system, and I'm going to argue that the goal of our society is that we exist without pain. Now, I'm not going to tell you don't take pain medications. I'm not going to tell you to avoid pain medications after surgery. This is not my point. My point is that as a society, as a culture, as a group, we are incredibly uncomfortable with discomfort. Pain is a whole separate thing. Pain is a big challenge for a lot of people. Pain is life altering and it can change jobs and families and relationships, and it can be really difficult to manage. And I'm not here to tell you that you need to be in pain. That's not my point. But our expectations around comfort, and I'm going to say around discomfort, really need to be shifted. So in that moment in that hospital bed, I actually wouldn't say I was in pain. I had some pain. It was mild. I was more uncomfortable. I was experiencing discomfort. And the fact that I had anything on that scale meant that nurse wanted to give me something to relieve that. So I'm going to come back to my original question. How comfortable are you with discomfort? Now, I'm the same way. When my kids are uncomfortable or in pain, my first reaction is to swoop in and fix it for them. When I see someone struggling, when I see someone that's uncomfortable, I always want to know how I can help. And I think that is human nature a caring nature, kind of an empathic response. But I also am going to argue that we need to become more comfortable with discomfort. The fact is that us being uncomfortable, experiencing discomfort, maybe even experiencing a little bit of pain is how we grow. It's how we change, it's how we evolve, it's how we develop, it's how we learn. It's how we move forward. Some discomfort in life is 100% necessary. So I'm going to reiterate my point though, is that I'm not here to tell you not to take medications for pain and not to ask for drugs after surgery and to avoid taking these things. I'm just sharing my situation, which was my situation and mine alone. But I am going to ask you, what are the things that make you uncomfortable? Are you uncomfortable meeting new people? Are you uncomfortable talking in front of others? Are you uncomfortable planning meals? Are you uncomfortable trying new recipes or trying new foods? Are you uncomfortable doing exercise on a daily basis? What are the things that make you uncomfortable or make you experience some discomfort? Because what I'm going to suggest to you is that you lean into those. We cannot change anything without becoming a little bit uncomfortable. Now, that discomfort is not going to last. The best part about humans is that we're very, very adaptable. So we will experience that discomfort for a short period of time, and then we'll evolve around it and we'll be a new person, a better person, have experienced some growth. But that discomfort is a key feature of getting better at anything. So something I need to watch for myself is with regards to my kids, right? And the people around me, and I'm going to say that I would suggest that everyone do the same. How comfortable are you, maybe not even with your own discomfort, but with people around you being uncomfortable? Now, there obviously are situations where you're going to kind of save people or help people out of the discomfort. That is a given. But I'm going to use exercise as an example. So if you're a regular exerciser, let's say you lift a lot of weights, and let's say you always lift a 5-pound weight over and over and over again, and eventually that gets easy. And so you move up to a 10-pound weight and you do some reps, you're doing bicep curls, and the next day, boy, are you in pain. This is where pain is not necessarily a bad thing. Are you in pain? Your biceps are sore. You've been using muscles you didn't even know existed. You know, it hurts to sit down anywhere. You don't need to exercise to the point of pain, but that pain, that discomfort, that trigger shows you that your muscles, your body, they're getting stronger. You cannot get stronger without some sort of provocation, some sort of pain, some sort of discomfort. And so I'm going to challenge you. What is the thing? Is it changing your habits? Is it changing your behaviors? Is it a conversation that you need to have with someone that you're scared to have because it's going to make both of you uncomfortable? There's another good one. Conversations that we have with people that make us uncomfortable, that's how relationships and friendships and all these things grow and flourish. So I'm going to challenge you, find something that makes you uncomfortable, find something that just makes you a little bit unsettled and push through it. Not something that's going to risk your safety or the safety of others, but something that is going to help you grow, help you learn, help you become a better version of yourself. And go headfirst into that discomfort. You don't need to go fast, you don't need to go far, but you need to start. So, how comfortable are you with being uncomfortable? Think about that and let me know. I would love to hear your insights. I hope you have a great day.